We often call our memories and negative aspects our demons or skeletons. And today we're discussing how to dissolve them or to accept them. And stay tuned to the end for a few tips to be able to understand how to live better without them. This is Hawk from Health Hawk Healing, where we're freeing human hearts. In the description below is a link to the rules of the mind, which will help reinforce everything we're learning here. Also, there's a link to a questionnaire that will help you to understand better where you are in your life. Let's continue. Dispelling demons sounds like some kind of fairy tale or fantasy novel or big movie. It's actually a lot simpler than that. We don't have to do all kinds of ceremonies and rituals and face down things, although sometimes it does feel that way. In my journey, I've learned that there are things that can seem so heavy. Oh my God. And once I set it down and actually look at it, it's not really that heavy. It's just a big balloon that's puffed up and seems really big. And once you poke a hole in it, it goes and flies away. Some of them are that simple. Some of them are little bitty tiny and knotted and you can't figure them out. And so you have to let them sit there and unravel a little bit, unravel a little bit, unravel a little bit. But we can do this. Every human is capable of it within their DNA. Now there are some born that obviously are not capable of it because of certain mental restrictions or emotional restrictions. But every human born is capable of this, except maybe the psychopath, which is born without conscience completely. Our traumas and our wounds are our demons, as the way I see it. Anything that's been done to us. Anything that anybody did or said that caused us to feel our not enoughness instead of our enoughness. Someone beating us down. Someone talking us down. Someone manipulating us. To me, these are the demons. The devils want me to sit in my head and look down on everybody else that hurt me, when actually I feel a great compassion for who that person was that would think that that mode of activity was the right activity. The things we've done to others are what I call the skeletons in the closet. And I used to have a lot of them. Now I've pulled them up and I've looked at them. I made friends with them. It's not the most fun thing to do in the world, but we're not here to have fun. We're here to be happy. And I've been places where I had fun but wasn't happy. And I've had times where I was very happy but wasn't having fun, which is kind of a oxymoron. However, dealing with those skeletons, it can be a sort of fun. It can be a sort of happiness. And the more we deal with them, the more we let go of what we did, no matter what the other person did, the more we release it, the more we forgive ourselves, the more we free our hearts, the better off we are. And the better we are able to deal with anything that life might throw at us, even if it's more demons. Hey, you can't get through my shell. Even if it's more devils. Maybe I should take a step back from that person and look for whatever it is that's bothering me or how I feel superior. What is it about me that's lacking? It's not the most fun thing to do. However, one way or another, in this lifetime or the next, we're all going to go through it. So we see how the terms can be very interchangeable, no matter what we call them. We call them the dragon, call it the spoof, call it whatever. Call it your ghosts. Those memories and our emotional attachment to them. It's the emotional attachment to them that causes the difficulty. And my abuse recovery method, the introductory module that's here on YouTube, is a perfect way of letting some of those go. In fact, I'm releasing the expanded version of it on Udemy very shortly, if not already. Check the link in the description below. By the way, press like. Thank you for doing so. It helps the algorithm and it helps us to continue to learn together. Joseph Campbell, the noted author of Hero with a Thousand Faces, discusses the need that is inherent in every human being to overcome their shadows or shades or demons, devils, whatever you want to call them, to overcome their situations. And in the ancient of days, this was done through initiations. And still there are initiations on this planet. There are tribal initiations, there are organizational initiations, there are all kinds of initiations, moving from one step to another. But these psychological initiations that moved from child to adolescent to man to old man, these were important initiations that helped us to overcome the situations within us, to dispel the things that were bothering us. And they're very important. Many cultures have initiation built within them. And the reason for those initiations, like I said, is so that we psychologically are prepared and overcome our own situations. King Arthur and Merlin, Frodo and Bilbo Baggins, Luke Skywalker. These are all more modern interpretations, although Arthur is kind of ancient, of the ancient shamanic warrior initiations, the hero's quest, overcoming the darkness within. And this is something we must all do. And it doesn't make any difference whether you're man or woman or whoever you identify as. It makes a difference that you overcome these things, that you accept your darkness, because darkness is inherent in all of us, and that you shine your light. Because there is a dark shadow and a light shadow. And the light shadow is just as powerful. When you look at that rock star and say, who am I to be a rock star? It's just the same as looking at the murderer and saying, I would never do that. One's holding you back, and the other one's hiding you from your potential. Because who knows? Given the same set of circumstances that person had, you might be a murderer. And given applying yourself, you might be the rock star. Now let's hope you don't do the drugs and alcohol that most rock stars are known for doing. However, to hold yourself back or to try to repress, this is what we're working to let go of, especially the emotional attachment to it. Recently I had a dream where aspects of me came to me and were saying, love me, love me, love me. And I hugged them and was chanting it with them as I was kissing them. Love me, love me. It's an incredible way to heal yourself when you let go, let go, let go. Let it flow down. Let it flow away. Yes, there's going to be turbulence, and there's going to be smooth sailing. And then there'll be turbulence again, and smooth sailing. And someday, there may be no wind. However, you are enough for yourself to do the work that you need to do within yourself. And you know what it is. Or if you don't know exactly what it is, you can find out. It's not actually that difficult, especially in this day and age with YouTube. This is just one of many channels that explain some of these concepts. As I've said, the rites of passage or initiations are important. They're important steps that let us know we are enough to face the challenges of life, to face our own inner challenges, to face the external challenges, to face any challenge, or even better yet, if we're in a situation where it seems like there's a lot of challenges, determining if there is actually a challenge, and if there's not, holding to our center. Freeing our heart holds us unshakable in our center. It just happens that way. So repeat 10,000 times a day. I am enough. I love myself. I am free. And free yourself of those heavy, traumatic chains. Let go of the emotional chains. They're so heavy. But you can let them go. You can. It's a matter of, will you? Will your comfort zone allow you to do so? Would you rather be comfortable or whole? Thank you for subscribing so that we can continue to learn together and grow together. Right now on this planet, we need as many free hearts as we can get. There's so much going on. So thank you for subscribing. Continue to learn with me. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. If I don't know the answer, we'll find them out together. By walking into our own darkness with the torch lit, with unconditional love, we can accept our trauma. We can accept our sins against others. We can accept ourselves fully and dispel the emotional demons, devils, or skeletons, or at least the attachment to them. So it's only a story, so that now we have a story, but we're not so emotionally attached to it. Believe me, I was deep in my story, and in some ways I still am, and that's okay. It's the human experience. However, by bringing the light of love, by bringing that torch and saying, hey, come to me, come to me, come to me. Some of them may be big, some of them may be little. I've already said that. Do not be surprised. The smallest seeming wound is the hardest to unravel. And do not be surprised that the biggest seeming wound is just full of hot air. Thank you for sharing the video so that others can learn with us. Perhaps even develop a community of people who are like-minded and mainly like-hearted. It's important that we gather together. Our vibe attracts our tribe. And it's important that we do this, especially at this time on the planet. We need as many free hearts and healed hearts as we can get. There's so much going on. So it's tip time. I suggest strongly using my abuse recovery method. The introductory module is here on YouTube, like I said. This will help to dispel or unlock the emotional attachments you have. Not only that, but the 4 agreements, or the 5th agreement by the Ruizes, are an incredible way to learn to live from your center and let that center be love. By living those agreements, it's very simple. We treat others how we want to be treated. And if they treat us poorly, we either walk away or treat them with more grace. And I know that's totally counterintuitive and counter culture, especially in the United States. But that's how we were instructed to by all the great masters. By the Nazarene, by Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, even though he was a Buddha. By Sri Sri Anandamurti, Paramahansa Yogananda, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Mohandas Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. How many more do I need to name? Treat others as you want to be treated. Treat everyone the same, and treat yourself as you're treating them. And you will soon learn that these emotional things that you've detached from, you'll soon learn that it's easier to live without them than it was to live with them. Because we all have our comfort zones. We all have our blankies and our nighties and whatever we need, our little teddy bears of this or that or the other feeling. But can you put the teddy bear down or the nightie down? I know it is very comfortable to walk in your wounds and to constantly say, I'm wounded, I'm wounded, I'm wounded. When you heal the wound, stop looking at the scar and keep walking on, then it's just a scar that has a story. And you're not attached to it anymore. Living these agreements, the 5 agreements. Always be impeccable with your word. Never take anything personally. Never make assumptions. Ask questions. Always do your best. Realizing that your best of yesterday is not going to be your best of today or even tomorrow, but always do your best. And no matter what, remain skeptical in a positive way, because you do not know what you do not know. episode, I want to say thank you for healing, and repeat, I am enough, I love myself, I am free and unshakable. Thank you, I love you.